Welcome to Sound Vision ASMR. Now, I'm starting a stopwatch because today is a very special video. As you may have seen, my channel has recently broken 1,000 subscribers, which is a small achievement maybe to some, but to me that seems like a crazy number of people subscribed and watching my videos. So to do that, I wanted to do something to celebrate. I asked a few people in a post I put on the community tab, which I'll try and use more regularly. Now I've reached 1,000 subscribers. There are a few suggestions, but then I hit upon an idea myself, and that was to go back through all of the 50 plus videos I've made over the last 5 or 6 years on this channel, and for about 30 seconds or a minute do a little snippet of each trigger from each video I've made. Now I've gathered all the appropriate equipment around me to do all these different triggers. I've, as I said, started this stopwatch to make sure I don't ramble on for each one too long. I think either way the video is going to be probably the longest I've ever done, so strap in and get ready for that. And yeah, I've got the list in front of me, so we will begin very shortly. If you've been watching for a while, do comment below any favourite videos from the past that you're looking forward to see in this big mashup video. And if you're new to this channel, maybe watching my channel and this video for the first time, maybe let me know which of these triggers you enjoyed so I know what to make more of in the future. I'll be drifting in and out of a soft-spoken and a whisper throughout the video, depending on what video I'm trying to recreate. I may also do some inaudible, depending on what there is. So anyway, let's get started. The first video I ever made was an introduction, which is what this is, so that gets a tick. The second one was a video looking at a secret box of triggers, which I have next to me right here. Now I'll be using stuff from this box a bit later on, so for now I'm just going to make some scratchy sounds on this nice wicker basket. It also makes a nice sound when you jingle it around. Due to all the interesting things contained, which we'll see a bit later. So, the fourth video I made in 2013, back when I started, was talking about my top 5 favourite albums of all time and showing these CDs to go along. I have some of those CDs here. The first top 5 album is Neutral Milk Hotels in the Aeroplane Over the Sea, which I love, and I have on CD. Another one is Villagers, which are an Irish band, with the album Becoming a Jackal. Other than that, the other albums that round out my top 5 are Radical Face, one of my all-time favourites, with the Family Tree Roots. Pulp, with the album Different Class, released back in the 90s. And finally, Fleet Foxes, with the self-titled album Fleet Foxes, which is one of my all-time favourites for sure. Okay, that's albums out the way. The rain's starting to come down, so hopefully I'll provide some background noise. But in the meantime, the next video I ever made was a Spanish roleplay with a blackboard, which I have with me now. I'm going to transition into a soft-spoken for this. Now, I can't really remember much Spanish from when I used to do it. So let's just do some basics quickly, just to show you as we're rushing through. Oh, wait. Wrong already. I will say to you, hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo S. Sound and Vision ASMR. There we go, that's my Spanish for the day. The next video I ever made was an instrument tapping video. Now, I've got my guitar over there to try in just a little bit for another video, but I have what you could call an instrument here. These are called claves, and if I tap them gently, you should get an idea of the instrument tapping that was involved in that video. It's quite a nice sound. But we haven't got time to linger on that. There are more videos to get through. The next video I made was a CD opening and a sort of review of the album Once I Was an Eagle by Laura Marling. That was new out at the time. Clearly I've listened to it more since then. Actually, it's become one of my all-time favourite albums, rivaling some of these top 5, and certainly my favourite by Laura Marling. The next video is back to the chalkboard. This time, however, there's no Spanish involved. Instead, I was talking about chemistry in September 2013. I would have been studying GCSE or A-level chemistry at the time. So we'd have been talking about different molecules, how oxygen and hydrogen, for instance, only exist in compounds bonded together. I mean, those are just separate molecules, but you could have a compound involving clearly different combinations, H2O, for example, water, and also I believe I talked about organic compounds, carbon bonds with hydrogens attached, which forms different alkenes and alkanes in different combinations. I won't complete all that, but you get the idea there. Next up is something I've done on multiple occasions, and that's showing off my record collection, which I do have by my side here. I think the first video I made about my record collection was actually just a general look at the first few records I got, which by the looks of the thumbnail included talking about Tubular Bells, which I'll just grab. There it is. As you may have worked out already, this video will probably include a lot of me wandering around finding things that I've talked about. But so here, Tubular Bells was a great first record to get. Not sure it's the first, but in the first batch anyway. Don't worry, more records will be coming up. It was a frequent topic on this channel. After talking about records, my next video was reading from the Dr. Seuss sleep book, which I have down here. So let's read a page out of this. I actually did this in an inaudible version as well, so we'll go for that. In fact, the very first page. The news just came in the county of Kent that a very small bug by the name of Van Vleck is yawning so wide you can look down his neck. This may seem very important, I know, but it is, and I'm probably telling you so. A yawn is quite catchy, you see, like a cough, and it takes just one yawn to take other yawns off. Now the news has come in, so Van Vleck are yawning so wide you can see down their necks. There we go, some inaudible whispering for you. The next thing I talked about was crinkly sounds, and I did a trigger video involving crinkly sounds, so I'm going to grab the notepad back. I'm actually going to rip this off and do some crinkling. I think for the actual video I used tissue paper, but hopefully this is crinkly enough. There we go. The next trigger video I made was about grainy and rainy sounds, and the only rainy sound I have with me is from a shaker, which comes inside that wicker box, so it makes some rain sounds. There we go, that's some rain sounds for you. It's kind of ironic because as I say that, it has started raining outside. So we have some real life rain sounds and some thunder sounds if you listen carefully. Now, the next video I made was a slate sounds video, which of course I haven't got slate, but I have got my chalkboard again, which this may be a complete turn off for some people, but if I just scratch some chalk and some sounds on the board, hopefully that should give you an idea of what that video was about. Now, interestingly, the next video I made was about how to play the game Mancala. Now, I haven't got the Mancala set with me, so I'm gonna kind of have to skip that, but I did notice it was a Christmas special, so I guess I'll just take a moment and wish you all a Merry Christmas in the middle of August. There we are. Again, the video after that, as I transition into a soft-spoken voice, was using a Newton's cradle, which I actually did a sort out of my room the other day and threw away because it had become kind of all twisted up and broken. So I haven't got that either, but I'll do an impression of a Newton's cradle. We have a little ball here and it goes... There we go. Some mouth sounds in replace of that. I then did a whispered update video, but it did include something I'm quite excited about. At the time, I had a hot chocolate and I showed everyone the hot chocolate effect. Now, right now I've got tea, which you can't really see, which doesn't have the same effect, but the idea is with hot chocolate, you stir, create bubbles in the liquid, and then when you tap on the bottom, the pitch of the tap changes due to the presence of bubbles and air in the water changing its density. This also gives me a good opportunity to have a drink of tea. Sorry, that was some ugly drinking, but it doubles up as mouth sounds also, which I'm sure I've done in the past. Right, I'm struggling whispering, so we'll go back to soft spoken. The next video I made was reading a bedtime story, which I believe was this book over here, which is Wombat Goes Walkabout. It's a book I never really read when I was a kid, but since then I've kind of discovered it as being a favourite children's book, which is a bit odd. But I kind of love it, mainly because of this image. When Wombat sees his the jungle, the forest that he knows so well, in flames, the look on his face. And also it's very well written. So I'll just read the very first line to say I've done it. One day, Wombat woke up and thought, I think I'll dig a hole today. Wombat loved digging holes, so off he went and dug a deep, deep hole. And that's where in that video I'd say good night. But not today, because there's lots more triggers to get through. The next of which being inaudible whispering from a magazine. In this case it was New Scientist magazine. Haven't got that now, so instead I'm going to use a magazine I found downstairs. And that is a House Beautiful magazine. So I'll do a random page and do some inaudible whispering. Window treatment, shutters are stylish and practical. Option make it easy to control the lights offering privacy as needed. Painted bath using the same shade of the paneling and whitewashed and help stand together in the scheme. Paneling is shaker style. The paneling is a good alternative to time groove and adds a period style to the bathroom. The wash stand is a bespoke unit that's a traditional feel but includes a modern sink for a classic blend. Having liquid leak in current bathroom with years one to one, which is good with them and experts decide a better layout and it's no good. I think I'll be coming back to the magazine for other triggers a little bit later in this video. But for now, the next one is a maths lesson roleplay. Which means getting the chalkboard out again. Now, I've done a lot of maths doing my physics degree at uni, but let's not touch on any of that. Let's just do some basic square numbers. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, so 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 64. Let's leave it there. Some lovely square numbers for you. The next video I made was going back to music, of course. This time talking about the Elbow album, The Takeoff and Landing of Everything, which I don't think was like super well received, at least compared to the previous two albums, but I really enjoyed it. Maybe it's just because I was discovering Elbow at the time, but still sort of songs like Flyboy Blue and My Sad Captains I think really stand up, so that's an underrated Elbow album in my eyes. Right, this was in 2014, and due to my slowing down of making videos, we're on to the final page, but there's, another sort of 20-25 on this page, so we're still going. The next video I made in March of 2015 was talking about my telescope, which I believe I got for my birthday of that year. To talk about the telescope, I couldn't show you the telescope, but I have something from it. This is a 20mm erecting eyepiece, which is just a straightforward eyepiece that you use in conjunction with the telescope. You get different eyepieces that have different magnification. I think this is about in the middle of what I've got. I've got ones that have stronger magnification and some that have weaker. I'm no telescope expert, but you know, that's the idea of that. Haven't used my telescope in a while, to be honest. Excuse the chair creaking every now and then. I then did an ear-to-ear whispering about films. I'll skip the ear-to-ear, but I have somewhere got the film I talked about. I think this is around the time they were announcing the new reboot sequel Star Wars series, which of course we're now pretty sick of, having had it once a year. But at the time I think I was pretty excited and was talking a lot about rewatching the original and prequel trilogy. It's the original trilogy I have on DVD here. That's the rain starting. I then did an inaudible whisper. Now, inaudible is interesting. I haven't actually got an inaudible microphone, but before I've done two things. First of all, I've used two of these microphones that I have here next to each other. I've also used my phone, which happened to have two microphones which I could go side to side on, which was all built in. But what I'm going to do today to replicate this is talk on your left, just like this, using the panning in my editing software, and then go over towards your right, just like this, to try and replicate and have a virtual binaural sound. There we go, that should give you an idea of that. I then did a soft-spoken ramble, which I think, to be honest, is what I'm doing throughout this whole video, so don't need to do anything special there. The next video I made, the next trigger anyway, was talking about Mobius strips. This requires another bit of paper. Now, a Mobius strip, I'll try and quickly display now, is a strip of paper, or, you know, a strip of any kind of material, theoretical or real, which has one side bended, so this is just flat. You take these and bend one and fasten the two things. This means that if you run a finger along one side, it will go all the way around and get back to the same position, meaning this shape only has one side. Very interesting. Right. I then did an ear-to-ear whispering talking about Formula E. Now someone mentioned Formula E when I said about doing this video, so I'm going to dwell a little bit on Formula E and just talk about my experience of it. Now, last time I made a video after I went to the first ever London E-Prix. There was an E-Prix in London in Battersea the following year, which I also went to. But from that point on, all of the Formula E in London in Battersea Park was no longer held. So I haven't been to a Formula E race since then, though I do still follow it. I think there was talk of Formula E returning, maybe to the Olympic Park. Something like that would certainly be quite cool, somewhere else in London. Coming out of that whisper, I did a video on Monopoly. Now I tried in vain before this to try and find some dice just to display that. So instead, I'll see how many places I can name. Actually, we're in a rush, so I'll just try and name the stations. You've got King's Cross, I think, on a Monopoly board. Fenchurch Street. What else is there? I know you've got Chance Community Chest, Income Tax, Super Tax. But I'm struggling with the stations. Let me know if you can remember more than Fenchurch Street, King's Cross. Marylebone is a station? Yeah. Haven't managed all of them. the next video I made in August of 2015, so it's kind of crazy, that's 4 years ago now, was a quick update. Well, the quick update today is that I now have 1,000 subscribers, which is a very exciting quick update. I then did a whispered room tour, which I believe must have been in my first term at university, looking at the date. I'm not going to move around the camera to show you my room at home. This is just my family home, which I made all my first videos in. I mentioned before I graduated uni this year, so I'm back, at least for now, living at home. In terms of a room tour, we have a calendar here, a sink here, which is a bit odd to have in my room, I will admit, a mirror, and my wardrobe here. That's all you can see for now. I then did, in the November, use some footage from the summer to do a relaxing walk up a woodland hill. That was filmed down in the West Country, but I have no way of replicating that now, so I guess we'll just have to imagine a lovely walk in the West Country, a kind of guided relaxation maybe. Imagine the the leaves rustling in the breeze, the sun gleaming down through gaps in the bushes and trees. I did a few videos where I reached the top of a hill up there, so you can just imagine the sight from the top of that. I'm very pleased to hear, did a video about making tea, which is a sort of funny video. I sort of did it in a sort of mockumentary kind of way, but that means I get to finish my tea now. Excuse the mouth sounds of drinking again. Right, I needed that from doing all the whispering. I don't know if it's because I haven't done it for a while, but my whispering voice is really sort of weak at the moment. Seem to be getting a sore throat just from whispering like this for like sort of 20 minutes. Right, moving on. I'll just check it is recording. It is good. This is definitely, I think, the longest video now, coming up to half an hour. Right, now I've just had a drink of tea, but the next video I made was talking about Australian chocolate, which I'd received from friends out there, and as luck would have it, this Easter I once again received some Australian chocolate, which I'm now going to eat. If I can find it, that is. Here we go, the classic Caramello Koala. I like to imagine the Caramello Koala as the equivalent of the British Freddo. Apart from, it has caramel inside. I probably should have warned people out with mouth sounds, but the thing about this video is that no trigger lasts for more than a minute, so if you're not enjoying something, just skip on to the next one. Right, that's given me some energy. My next video in July of 2017, which I think was the biggest gap I've made between videos. That was nearly a year between the Australian chocolate and update video. So yeah, that was just an update explaining why I've been away. My update for you now is that I'll hopefully be making a couple more videos over the course of the rest of the summer. just record myself reading from the Kurt Vonnegut book, Cat's Cradle, which I have over here. I did a whisper reading of Cat's Cradle, and I'll read the first line or so. Call me Jonah, my parents did, or nearly did. They called me John. Jonah, John. If I had been a Sam, I would have been Jonah still, not because I've been unlucky for others, but because somebody or something has compelled me to be certain places at certain times without fail. Very good book, I recommend Cat's Cradle, and pretty much any other Vonnegut book. I've read a few now, not sort of all of them, but a good sort of 6 or 7, and have enjoyed all of them. I then, in July of 2017, showed you a couple more of the vinyls I'd recently bought, so let's pick a few out around. This is one I received recently as a graduation present. Bowie is one of my absolute favourites, and this is a greatest hits type thing called Changes, which just on one LP contains kind of 10 or 11 is his big hits throughout the 70s and 80s. No, actually this focuses on the 70s era, notably kind of Ziggy Stardust, Aladdin Sane, and some of the earlier late 60s ones. The video after that I did inaudible reading from a leaflet. Now I noticed inside the magazine there were some leaflets, so let's grab them. Right, inaudible, here we go. Transform my home this summer with up to 50% off the fabulous made-to-measure blinds, curtains and shutters. They're an extra £25 off your entire order exclusively with this insert when you order by 16th of August. Red Hot Summer Sale up to 50% off selected made-to-measure blinds, curtains and shutters. To book your free home appointment, call 08091665559 or visit eloise.co.uk. They have our collection of vertical blinds, combines practicality with style, introducing on-trim prints and neutral shades and specialist fabrics to complement any home. There we go. I then had a deleted video rant, which was my the fact that a video I made about I think old records again, I managed to accidentally delete and there was no way of recovering it, and I'd already deleted the file, so that video is lost forever. Now the next video I made in August was celebrating 50 videos, which was a Blackboard roleplay. So just to celebrate that, I'll if I can do this looking at it this way. 50. Of course, now I've made more videos, so it's clearly 50 plus videos. Oh. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This was in 2017 as well. I made a Sporkle video doing country and geography quizzes. Now, I'm not going to bother getting that up now. I'm just going to try and name all of the countries in South America for you. So we have Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Ecuador, Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela. I think those are all the main ones. I say main ones. The ones I always forget are Suriname and Guyana. And I think that covers all of them. Just going to glance up because I do have a map up here. Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador. Did I say Ecuador? If I said Ecuador, which I think I did, then I covered all of them. I think there are 12 or 13 in total. So hopefully I did well there. That covers both the part 1 and part 2 of my Sporkle quizzes. I also once again did a guided walk in nature. Can't really recreate that now. The only nature you see around me is me sat in a room. There's not much in terms of life. I think a fly flew in from the window a bit earlier when I had my windows open. If you see that around, then maybe you can tick that video off. I then read from Slaughterhouse-5. I haven't got that with me, just got Cat's Cradle. Slaughterhouse-5 though, out of all the Kurt Vonnegut books, I would recommend reading that. It's the only book I've read in, I think, a day. I've never read a book so quickly as I've read Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-5. It's probably up there as one of my favourites. I then did a book haul, which, I can show you. Recently I've been reading, or rereading, a book called Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman, which is anecdotes and real life stories as told by Richard Feynman, the quantum physicist, who I think I definitely idolised throughout university. It was one of the reasons I picked physics over maths or chemistry. So I've been rereading that since graduating. As a whole, that was quite fitting. Now, this is an interesting one. The next video I made on my channel in, where are we looking at? August 2018 again, is me eating bell peppers, inspired by Grace V. Now, I didn't have any bell peppers downstairs, but we did have some carrots that we've grown in the garden, which I think provide the same amount of crunch. And yes, don't laugh, this is the shape of my carrot. It may not be perfectly shaped, but I think it's got a crunch. So let's try it. Well, certainly has a crunch to it. I think that'll be good. Be a good stand-in for the bell pepper on this particular occasion. Now, let me tell you, it's not many more videos to go, so you should have this video wound up by around the 45-minute mark. But let's not slow down now. Just keep on going right to the end. Next video was a advent calendar unboxing, which I did at uni. Now, this is another thing I wasn't really prepared for. Unboxing. Tell you what, let's take the DVD out of this box. I'm grasping at straws here, I will admit. There we go. Return of the Jedi removed from its box. Of course, it was an advent calendar, so I guess eating the chocolate earlier makes up for that. The next video was inaudible whispering using a mini microphone. I haven't got the mini microphone to hand, but I can certainly try to do some inaudible whispering, just like this. It was kind of an inaudible ramble, just looking at things and talking about them, getting really up close, reading random things and talking about what's on my mind. Of course, like I said, I graduated recently, so it's I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do and thinking about how I want to spend my life, but I don't really want to vent about that on the middle of a YouTube video where I'm just trying to inaudible whisper about various things for a couple of minutes. which was basically me up close whispering, rambling about stuff that was on my mind, and in a kind of darkened room. So, I mean, I can't really darken the room without getting up. But yeah, I can certainly say a lot of things about going to bed, and as this video winds its way to a close, I'm sure you can find your eyes drooping and yourself drifting into a deep, deep sleep. The next video I did was actually a soft-spoken reading of the book A Princess Bride. Or The Princess Bride, sorry. Now, I did get another request to read a bit more of The Princess Bride, so I may well do that. Again, if you do want to hear that, do comment below. It's a book I've now finished, and I watched the film recently, which a lot of people, I think, watch the film and don't know there's a book goes on, but I'd never seen the film before, so decided to read the book before that. And yeah, the film is just as great as the book is. It's a great kind of world they plunge you into with all those characters. And then finally, we've reached my most recent video, made on the 10th of May 2019. Do you remember what it was? I actually made a video in the middle of my revision for my finals, my master's exams at university for physics, talking, it wasn't the university, that's doing physics at university, I mean. Anyway, I was talking about general relativity. Now, a lot of that's escaped my memory now, so let's just talk about some general physics. I have a little notepad with me here. Let's name some equations. What are some of the most famous equations? We have a F equals ma, which of course is a force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. We have E is equal to mc squared, whereby E is equal to energy, m is equal to mass, and c is equal to the speed of light in a vacuum. Other big physics equations. I mean, that's tricky, isn't it? I mean, you might not think of it as physics, but it's a physical equation that you probably use every day in a roundabout way, and that's that speed is equal to distance over time. That's got to be, you know, the most fundamental of physics equations, at least in day-to-day use. You know, when just thinking about, miles per hour, for example, you're using that division of distance per time. So that's quite a day-to-day physics equation. But anyway, that brings us up to date. Like I said, do let me know, what you want that next video to be. If you don't want this video to end, comment saying what you want my next load of videos to be. Is there any of the stuff I've done today that you want to see me doing again, or something completely different? Or if you just want to say hi, then do comment and let me know. That's why I carry on making these videos, albeit quite inconsistently. Whenever I see a comment on one of my past videos, that makes me think, okay, let's go back in and make a video like this. I feel like I've said video about 100 times in this video alone. But there you are. That just leaves me to say thank you so much if you've subscribed and been a part of me reaching 1,000 subscribers. I hope you've enjoyed even just one of the videos the past 5 or 6 years. Or if maybe you're not a subscriber and you've just sort of checked out the occasional video and commented every now and then. Anything is very cool to me. The idea that I've got a YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers is quite a baffling thing for someone who just whispers in their bedroom at home. So anyway, time to wrap up this quite long video. Thank you so much if you subscribed or watched. Let me know what you think, and I will see you for more whispering, more soft-spoken, more general relaxation and tingles next time. Goodbye and good night.